Well, hello, everybody. Welcome into the porch. I'm Red Dirt Preacher. Welcome back. It's good to see everybody. Man, I miss y'all. Hey, check this out. I changed the background. If I lean over, yeah. The new software that I have actually flips that, so I'm excited that it's not backwards, but I'm still figuring it out. So, for those of you who missed the little snap I did the other day, I had some family members really truly gift me with wonderful digital media um, um, stuff. So I'm learning it, and it's difficult, and it's causing frustration and growth, and it cute. So, anyway, I'm kind of sticking with what I know. So I'm coming to you guys today, like old school, like with my old phone. But I have like this awesome microphone. In fact, let's take a look at it. Will you please? Let's be like Vanna White for a second. Y'all, check this out. Is that not awesome? I know, right? So I'm gonna learn how to conquer all this technology stuff. And it's actually my ex-husband who gifted me so wonderfully with the microphone and updated laptop and all kinds of other neat gadgets and gadgets and I just wanted to shout out and say thank you to my ex-husband who's always in support of my growth and me being me. So that's just wonderful. Y'all take heed. Divorces don't have to be nasty. Anyway, I told you guys I'd be live at 3:15, and as I got myself ready here today, I was thinking to myself, Jesus, what are we doing? Because I'm about to step forward on the porch and kind of a blank slate there. And I tell you guys all the time, I don't sit and make up stuff to say. I literally live. This is why I do it live, is because spirit hits me and I get behind the camera real quick. And what I'm about to say is very virgin, very not been said to my friends out loud, to my family. It's not something rehearsed at all. So I was sitting here asking Spirit, what we're going to bring forward today, and he always makes me bring my own stuff forward. So today is what I call an intimate. Today is something that is intimately mine, and I want to share it with you because hopefully you can find freedom keys in that and unleash yourselves. Or at least take some holy knowledge from the walk thereof. So here we go. I'm a little shy because I kind of know the bullet points of where we're going. I know the goalpost, but I have no idea what the conversation is going to look like. That's Jesus's painting, and he'll do that through me. So, I think what he wanted me to say as he was talking to me just now, and then I was like, before I even worked it out with him, I literally pushed live. So, he wanted me to talk about how I flipped, how I changed from loving everything and almost everyone, including Christ, around me. And it's very subconscious, but I loved for what I could have, for what I could get, for the feeling I got from it, and not for the feeling that I was giving to another, but i.e., I was loving God for a noun, and I didn't know it. I was subconsciously not knowing that I was chastening a relationship with Spirit, with Jesus Christ, and just because I wanted stuff. I wanted stuff. And aren't we all kind of like that? And I just noticed as I was driving around in my truck the other day, talking to the good Lord out loud over the dashboard, that that's the other day when he made this epiphany in my mind. He was telling me that there was reward in the future and to keep going because he knows I'm weary. And as we were talking back and forth, he let me see something that he was, quote, proud of me for. And of course, I'm humble, driving around in my truck. But what he said to me was cool. And for a moment, all right, it goes to my sails, not my head. And he had me look back on our relationship and how I started out what I call chasing a hoagie sandwich. I had a life. I just had a life. I had a life. And like Moses, I've been ripped from it and chased to another land. And we're starting over. Anyway, I had a life, and I think when I first started chasing God, I was obviously coming up off the kitchen floor in broken pieces. I think a lot of us have been there. We're not even on our knees yet. That's great to be on our knees. Some of us have been flattened completely, and 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I was completely done over by a number of people that I loved, and it flattened me. So it was grace to finally get to the point where I was on my knees, on my feet. On my feet, but wobbly. We're not even taking off yet. We're not even taking first steps yet. I mean, it's a long way. And all along this path, when I first got up off that floor, I think I know. I like how I say that sometimes. I think I know. Take accountability, Lenny. I know that I took off on a journey once I was on my knees because I wanted stuff back. I wanted things back that had been ripped and torn and were gone from me. The foundation of my life, gone from me. I wanted that back. To be like Moses praying to go back to Egypt. You know what I mean? For a good long while. I'm a stubborn ass in God. Aren't we all? Do you like that? I do on my own sound effects. So I think I know that I started off on this journey. And it was like, even with all the 11:11 happening around my face, it was like God like attached a hoagie sandwich above my spiritual hungry ass, and I went running, and the rabbit hole brought me here. But what I was saying is, I think in the beginning, I definitely chased God because I wanted stuff back. And now I realize that when I was driving around with Spirit in a truck the other day, I realized that now I do what I do because I want to go somewhere I've never been. You see how that changed? I'm no more, it's not even in my mind that I'm trying to have things back or, please God, do enough good work so I can have things back in my life. Rather, it's the same things, different meat suits. It doesn't matter. We want the same things back. People that have lost all their financial stability, they tore, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know how I talk. Keeps me human. People work their asses off to get back the money they lost, and they just lose themselves doing so. People try to get back the family that doesn't talk to them, and they just lose themselves doing so. And I realized in my own walk, I'd done that a time or three. And now I'm doing things in my life because I've never been here. I've never been here. And I'm actually loving the Lord now. And I still got a hoagie sandwich attached to me. And I'm still running because now I want to please God more than me. I want him to be pleased in me more than anything else. So I'm not loving him out of some kind of have to. I'm not loving him because of some little selfish seed that says I'm only coming towards you because I want back all the things I used to have. I don't have trust for you to take me somewhere I've never been. And I tell you what, sitting behind a YouTube, being a carpenter, which just came in my life, the last 3 or 4 years of apprenticeship and working, that's something that wasn't on my bingo card as a mom, a married mother to the Air Force living in Okinawa a decade ago. That wasn't on my bingo card. Wearing a moniker of Reverend Truth or Spiritual Mechanic or all the other names of which I've flown my coop. I didn't know that was going to happen. So I'm living out loud a life that I have no idea where it's going. I have no idea what's going on. I just know that I trust God. And now I'm doing a life where I'm not trying to get things back. I'm chasing God and still on this journey because I want to please him. I want to see where it goes. And now my mindset is I don't want to go back to where I'm trying to get back somewhere. I'm trying to go somewhere I've never been. And that ain't ever happened to me either. And Jesus pointed that out to me the other day when I was driving around in the truck. He's like, this just in on the radio. Thanks. This is the, this moment-ish. This is the moment where you finally love me for me. Not love me for what I can provide. Not love me for how I can make you feel. Not love me for the drug that I am. Not get somewhere on the back of my surname. Because we do all that stuff to people, and we do that stuff to Jesus. And he told me in the truck, thank God. At this moment, you're not here, and it's obvious for any of those other reasons. Look. And I was like, you're right. I am chasing you now out of purity. Out of purity. I really ain't got nothing but you. You're the only thing I got going in my life. You know what I mean? So, and where Jesus has taken me is 10,000 miles outside my bingo card. And that's a whole lot better than where a person could try to, in tandem, rope up and take me somewhere, or whatever. So I think the message was, watch out, careful how we love people. And how we love people is really how we're loving the Lord. And I did that too. And I guarantee you that when I started this 11:11 journey, I didn't know what the hell hit me. All I wanted was things to kind of go back to normal. I wanted, for those of you that are drinking the 11:11 water or the Twin Flame water, you understand that even those of you that understand a good Christian walk, there's a dissolution of kingdom to come. We all have to fall down, and that's how God gets in, and that's prescripted in all of our lives. And so that's just all I'm speaking of. We've all had those moments. And I know that when I got up, and for many years after that, I was chasing Jesus just because I wanted stuff back. I wanted my mom back. I wanted vindication in my family. And I've been telling my past story. I've been telling my biography for a while. So if you're just tuning in, these things have reverence. I want love in my life. I want security in my life, and da 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 da. And it's not that I need to go out in the world and go shopping for it. The church was within me. I didn't need to go church shopping. The church was inside me. And it's where I sing. It's where I sing with Jesus in harmony. And look what he's doing in my life. And all I do is turn the camera on and sit here and tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to mark the difference. Now that I'm literally chasing God out of purity, not for things that I can have back. It's for having things I've never had. I've never had. And I know now I'm in a land I've never been in. I've never been in. I've never had, for one, I've never been divorced, sometimes, hopefully some things in life are just a one-time deal. I've never been divorced, but also I didn't expect to have an ex-husband in my life who supports me and knows me as much as mine does me. That blows my mind. That's a life I didn't understand. I'm living in it. It's living in, not trying to have something back, like a marriage. I have something now that's rare. This is very rare. And it's something I've never had before. I've never had love be in my life because it just wanted to be there. It wanted to be unconditional. It wanted to be kind. Usually, I come from like a narcissistic family and all that other stuff, all that is. So I'm barely used to love even hitting my boundary line. Like, they didn't even make my boundaries, So you got to learn to have some self-worth and get up from the table. And go get what you do resonate, what you are worth, and what you do deserve. And my ex-husband, he does that to me. He resonates and he respects me, and he doesn't have to. There's nothing there that he says he has to do that, besides the fact of unconditional purity. And for a person who's never had that in my life, I now see it, and it doesn't have rings or reason or papers. It just is. And that blows my mind. That's something I've never had. And I've never had love stand here like that. That's amazing. I don't have to do anything for this. I don't have to contort, change myself, water myself down. I don't have to hold a lie for you. I don't have to do anything. No. You could totally be you. And it's still here. That's amazing. That's a land I've never been in. And I have a couple of friends in my life, one in particular who does this as well, without any ingratiation, without any guilt. They're literally, and some of you guys might be used to this, but to me, it's rare. It's a rare mineral from the earth. I told you, I come from a narcissistic family group. And once you're cut out of that, you're kind of a black sheep and you're on your own. You got to go start your new traditions and your own family thing. And a lot of you know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit of a lonely haul. So we're always a little trust issues with people at the door. Like, there's a new person in your life. Are they bringing a pattern? So I'm very blessed to be in a land I've never been in before. And that's to be in a land where love is surrounding me like mountains. And it's not here to exploit me. It's not here to ingratiate me. It's not here to drink me till there's nothing left. It's not here to lie. It's not here to confuse me, to steal from me, to plunder from me. It's actually here for all those other reasons, to build me up and support me. So that's what happened. I just wanted to show you where love is. It doesn't look like love comes in through your ex-husband, but it does. It doesn't look like God loves us the way that he does, but he does. And I just say, honor us, honor yourself on how we follow God and how we treat other people. Get to a point in your life where it's just purity, where it's just pure love. You're not doing it because you have to. You're not trying to get something from somebody. You're not trying to get back something. You're just doing it because you want to go somewhere you've never been. And that's rare. And that's why we breathe in and breathe out. Amen. So I just wanted to tell you that. And by the way, before in my life, when I was chasing God to kind of get stuff back, I was kind of controlling, at least I thought I was controlling how this was going to go. And it's going to go my way. Jesus, isn't she cute? Jesus has been walking with me, and I've had to let go of all of that. And we've had to go towards a life that I've never been, a place I've never been. And that's scary. And it feels like there's no anchor ship in that. There's no realness in that. And I believe that's where I am right now, is between an old life and a new life, and that kind of bridge way between the two. And yeah, So I don't want to ramble too much, but it was personal. It was personal. It's it's a personal epiphanies. I know you guys get a personal epiphanies all the time. This is how the great counsel counsels us all. So there was a moment in the truck last week where Jesus pointed out to me, he kind of patted me on the back, saying, "Hey, way to go, kid. Look at that." And I'm like, "Huh? Oh yeah, you changed me. I stopped loving you out of a selfish seed. I'm now loving you because I too am in alignment with you and I want to go where you're going, and because that's always going to be good for me. And please take me 10,000 miles outside my bingo card." I give trust to that. So, yay! I feel like turning a little small graduation hat in the Lord, like, because it's a schoolhouse, it's a curriculum, it's a holy curriculum. Your life is now nothing but a bunch of puzzle boxes, and you must find the key and release yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. Okay? So, that's why the journey can last 7 years, 50 years, 25 years, or 3 years for each and every one of us. And that's why we wake up at different times. And we're all going down the same road. We just have different mailboxes of alchemy, okay? And it's to render us to be our own heroes, to take ourselves from zeros to heroes and stop externally counting on the church, the community, on your family, other people. And all these things are really irrelevant. It's all down to you and Jesus Christ, and everything you need is inside. And you just got to dig around to find that. And who wants to do that work? It's ugly work. But it's good work, and I'm going to do it with you because I'm doing it out loud. You know what I mean? Anyway, I love you, church, and I'll be back soon to talk to you some more. And I really want to get into the meat of stuff. I think I'm definitely feeling my spine lately, so I want to handle some twin flame videos and handle them the way that I want to handle them. Some of these topics are like bullhorn topics, so that's okay. Let's ride. This is a rodeo, red dirt. Hello. So I want to handle being conscious in the Lord and being conscious in an adult. One thing, for those of you that have children and that you are conscious, I'm going to talk about how I have 3 kids and I am raising my children to be Christ conscious and what that looks like. And I can't wait to do that, because consciousness is not just about you getting out there and saving the world. It's really the consciousness. You're saving yourself from the world. Don't get it twisted. Careful as we go here. So I want to talk about allowing and teaching and, allowing and accepting that your kids also become Christ conscious. You're learning off this water, then that water's good enough for them. Amen. So I do teach my kids Christ consciousness. It's not anything different than loving the Lord. Okay. So I want to talk more about that later. And I want to talk more about the Great Divide. And I know that a lot of people have been hitting me up in my private messaging, have been sending me links off of YouTube about the Great Separation out in the sky. Not to be braggadocious, I want to keep pointing out every time that there's a me thing, it's actually a message thing. So I'll duck so you can always give the kudos to my holy dad. It's a spirit that makes me do this work. But back in February, March, this whole year, Jesus brought to me the Great Divide. He brought it again in June, and he brought it. And I talked about how he brought the Great Divide idea to my mind all year long. And that's on YouTube. So I'm not surprised that we're in the Great Separation. Not surprised at all. There's a reason I'm standing here doing what I do. It's not braggadocious right now. I've already said this in videos too. Right now, the Lord is leading me into 3 to 6 month eyesight into kind of where we're going. And I told you, I don't know what the flesh looks like, but I can tell you the bone, and that's in more depth in YouTube. And if you have questions, ask me. We'll rev up the lawnmower and we'll get to riding on that path, so that'll be fun. But I just want to grow a spine for some of these topics that need a bull to stand. And, I believe that those are definitely topics like that. So I'm excited about that. For those of you that post on the porch, I want to say thank you very much for being interactive and making this group alive and warm. However, I want to caution that this is my 3rd or 4th group in the last 7 weeks, because Facebook censorship bonfire 2020 keeps happening to my page. So now I'm like a vulture. I really, really, really draw a fine line between political posts. I like to make political posts. I like to do that too, but right now is the time we're in. And it's not because I'm buckling down. I'm tired of having my stuff burned out. So if I'll just, no politics. I really don't enjoy theological, fights and arguments. Please take that to a room. Take that to, behind closed doors to your own private messenger. I like to keep the porch open for members, and what we are right here on the porch and what we post is kind of who we are. And I don't want to have a confusing page of he said, she said, and a bunch of political stuff. We're talking about Christ consciousness, and let's keep it that way, please. And, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, I definitely want to try out Zoom with you guys soon, so I just want to get more intimate with you guys and get to know you. Get to know you, get to know your names, get to know a little bit about your path, and because that validates me too. I'm not just singing over here on a tree all by myself. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon, and I'll be back with you today because I'm not slinging a hammer today. We're throwing the word around. All right, much love.